All right, welcome back to part three of this video. Every team's season review. Reviewing every team season. So we just left off with the Rams. Now we have the Raiders.
I think they did better than I expected.
I'd agree with you there, honestly. I mean, like, Antonio Pierce is a guy they actually rallied behind, and I figured they were going to be pretty horrendous with. I think the Jimmy Garoppolo contract was a bit of an overpay, and the season proved it. He got injured and then benched. And McDaniels letting Rich Bisaccia go was a bad decision, and I figured they'd be bad with him, but the way they bounce back is huge.
Mm-hmm.
So happy they got Antonio Pierce. That is a dub. I
Yeah.
love how we spent so much time on some other teams, and then the Raiders was just straight up, yeah, better than expected. Yeah, sounds good. All right. Anyway, the
That's fair.
Miami Dolphins, baby, I got some stuff to say. Okay, I saw a possibility where they would have won the division. I picked them to be second in the division, and they did. But this season, so in my opinion, technically they went as expected for me because one, they choke in December, which they did. Two, and I thought they'd get further in the playoffs, and I also thought their offense would be explosive with guys like Tyreek Hill. I didn't expect A-Chain to be as good as he did. He just exploded, and if he can play more, hopefully, and doesn't isn't injury prone, he'll be great. They'll always be a good playoff team, but I definitely thought that they did record wise as expected and division placement as expected as a wild card team. But the way they just had a division lead for most this year and even the one seed and then just choked and couldn't win against winning teams, in my opinion, makes them a little bit of a disappointment in that sense. But I feel like at the same time, they also kind of did as I expected.
No, that's fair. I think they did a little work. I mean, actually, no. I would put them as expected, just because of one.
Their patterns.
I didn't. Well, yeah, but I didn't think that they were going to win the division coming into the year.
I thought Buffalo would still win it. It's just the way they choked it is pretty surprising. But again, we're doing this to the beginning of the season, so I'm going before the season, 2023
Yeah,
season.
no.
So I'm gonna put them as expected.
Yeah, no. That's fair. Yeah, I agree. In a bit of a different way, but yeah, I still agree. Regardless, I think uh, in some areas. Actually, no, never mind. I feel like they were still good.
Jalen Ramsey, him being injured was a bit of a surprising, but I think you and I kind of agree. There were a lot of surprises, but at the
I
end of the
will say
day,
this though,
on
I don't
paper, they're as I
actually think
expected.
that Mike McDaniel, I don't think that, like, you could say what people can say what they want. A lot of people like him because of his jokes. I know some people do think it's a little corny, but that's beside the point. In regards to some schemes, I have heard people like talk shit. Now, I'm not gonna. A lot of it has been like AFC East fans, to be fair, just probably biased against the Dolphins,
Fair.
but um, I just think though you can say what you want. Maybe they do fold, but at the end of the day, his scheme works, and that's what matters. Winning games is what matters, but your scheme working is one of the reasons why your team can even win games to begin with, right? And so because of that, um, I know this was like a little bit like off on why this really didn't have much to do with my expectations with the Dolphins, but still, um I feel like anyone that's slandering him right now, I feel like maybe they should calm it down a little bit. I think he deserves a little less because scheme. I like his scheme
His scheme
personally.
works. Okay, I just want to clarify this and also to you. I think you have the impression that I hate him, Mike McDaniel. For the record, scheme wise, totally agree with you. I think he's a great offensive mind. as much as I hate how they fired Brian Flores because I'm convinced the owners wanted to tank and he refused. I think ultimately for Tua and just the team as a whole, he is the better guy. But I think with that being said, his main flaw, especially in that Chiefs game, was he struggles against teams with good defenses, like legit defenses. Like the Bills kicked his their ass at home in the first few weeks, and then they also held them scoreless. Um, after and won 21-14 at home in a crucial divisional game. So, and in the Chiefs playoff road game, yes, it was cold and they're not as good with that because their stadium has a home advantage where the opposing stadium side bench is way warmer, which I think is complete BS, but also like very like it's a little dirty, but it is what it is. But my point is, in that Chiefs game, they did way too many screen passes, and I think McDaniel relied on that. And he sometimes has a weakness where he does not adjust, and that game showed it. But I will say, like, for the ultimate better of the team, he was a great coach. I just think he's a little overrated because of the media coverage wise, because some of his jokes are so corny and not funny, and they decide to cover him nonstop. But I did like the move of him going out there, you know what I mean, like to Miami. So I just want to make it clear I don't hate him as a coach. I just hate him because sometimes his personality is a little much.
No, that's fair, but
That's just my rant. We own you, Miami. Josh Allen can have no weapons and he'll only a tight end and he'll still own you. But the Chiefs also put us in our place and we remember how that feels. So yeah, but for all the Dolphins fans that just talked smack this year, this is what you get. This is the identity of your team. Deal with it. Anyway, moving on.
still much
Sorry.
rather be a Dolphins fan personally, in my opinion. Than
Okay,
the team.
sorry. I didn't mean to be mean, but there are some like fans who talk so much
I'm not a
crap this
Dolphins fan.
year.
I'm
Yeah,
not a
no,
Dolphins
I'm just saying sorry. I was a little bit much there, but yeah, I don't know. They talk so much smack this year. It was crazy, but yeah, their team's good and Mike McDaniel's good. Anyway, the Vikings. I think this team is at least a 10-win team if Kirk's not
injuries.
injured. Yeah,
Yeah.
injuries easily. Nothing much else to say.
I
Danielle
mean,
Hunter led the league in sacks for a bit. He was a defensive player of the year
they
candidate.
they did get hot, and obviously, at that point, I was like, okay,
The
man,
Josh Dobbs insanity run.
yeah, but it's injuries, right? But they did start off the season like it was weird. It was so weird. They
They
started
were
off,
0-3, but they had like top stats. Like they had a really good stats wise. They were amazing.
yeah. It was weird. It was so weird. But yeah, I'm just gonna put them injuries. I don't even know what to. I think they're a great team.
Yeah.
Yeah, when you have when JJ and Kirk are both hurt, like my
JJ was like probably with his injuries still got 1,000 yards, which just shows how great he is.
shows how valuable. Yeah, 100%. Yeah,
And Josh Dobbs was throwing him some passes that were pretty much like death wishes because like right in the middle linebackers, like damn, where he got sent to the hospital, like that's a bad decision of a read. Like Justin tried to make a play, but you can't do that against linebackers. This isn't Madden,
yeah.
bro.
That
This
yeah
is
that
not Madden where in real life slants will get you hit and hurt your receivers. It sucks. Everyone hates a quarterback who does that in real life especially if you're a football player and a receiver.
that's crazy because that's do I the fans they love the Josh Dobbs pastronaut run.
No, they
Like,
did, but here's my
but
thing.
after that they
Every
hated him.
insanity
They
run
hated him.
comes to an end, and I haven't been proven wrong so far. Josh Dobbs, his run ended. Joe Flacco, his ended. Brock Purdy, last season, ended in the conference championship, even if it was due to injury. Every insanity run has, so at least in recent history, has ended. Tommy DeVito, his eventually ended. Like,
Yeah,
just a
I
matter
mean,
of time. It's a time bomb.
I mean, well, with the Brock Purdy one, it's a little different in my
No, it
opinion.
is different, but I'm still right though. It ended. It was a very sad one, but it ended.
Yeah, I mean, I guess, yeah. Well, specifically for that season, yeah. But yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
this season to make it clear doesn't count because he's a starter. I'm talking about backup guys who
Okay, no,
like
that makes sense. That makes more
yeah, yeah,
sense.
yeah. Sorry, I meant to clear that up. Brock Purdy this year does not count because he is a starter this year. Anyway, Patriots, they got a couple upset wins like against the
Massive disappointment.
Bills, but really, I thought they were gonna be like they were.
I didn't think they were
Really,
gonna be. I thought they were gonna be bad,
that's
but I didn't think they were gonna be horrendous. Like I thought they were gonna be like maybe 7, 6 wins. They were 4-13, and they were bad. They were
I
bad.
mean, they maybe, but like I will say maybe, but I think it's more of like as expected, like because like I thought they were gonna get like 5, 6 wins. I'm gonna be honest. I 6-11 was my prediction.
And yet they were worse. They were still worse than your
They
prediction.
were, but like the factors that caused them to like lose is not surprising to me. I'm sad Mac Jones might not be the guy there, but yeah, okay, no, we'll put it at worst, but I'm also not surprised at the same time, like how they did. I figured Bill
Okay,
Belichick's time was coming up.
I'm not surprised that they were bad, but dude, like top three pick bad. Now I was like, holy shit! Like that one was a little. Like I didn't think they were gonna be a playoff team at all whatsoever, but I didn't think that they were
Okay,
gonna
but
be.
because we still say they're bad, could we still put them in as expected? Maybe? No? Okay, fine,
But
fine.
what about like expected, but just with less wins?
Oh my god, there are so many freaking teams. Okay,
Just
sure.
expected, but with less wins.
Oh wait, hold on. I need to put that there. New row, add a row below. The amount of freaking tiers, like we only have three as expected teams. That is crazy. Like this is like a GPS episode, bro. You start with like 5 tiers, and now we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Oh my god, dude, your TikTok screenshots. I'm gonna have to take 2 screenshots for you, man. Uh, a little worse than expected, but still bad. There.
There we
You
go.
knew
That's
New
perfect.
England. Yeah. Okay. Giants. Now I'm gonna speak for Bobby here a little bit. He told me since the summer I met him that he thought the Giants, contrary to
We go eight
popular
and nine.
opinion, were not going to be a playoff team.
He
Yes,
told me
eight
we're
and
going eight
nine.
and 9. Mm-hmm.
And what do they actually end up being? I forgot. Like
6-11.
yeah, 6-11. I was actually about to say that. Yeah, I guess they kind of apply here too. I think that like I think like I thought they would. I personally thought they were going to be like a 6 seed playoff team or 7 seed. I thought they were going to be like right. A lot of people figured the NFC was going to be locked and loaded with whoever between the Eagles and Cowboys didn't win it as the 5th seed, the 6th seed as the Seahawks, and 7 as the Giants, or you flip flop. So I thought the Giants were going to be a playoff team, but at the same time. And I think their defense overachieved, but I think just Daniel Jones getting hurt slash not being the guy was a big factor in my opinion, saying they were disappointments, but not like massive. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, no. They were they,
Do you?
a
Well,
little,
do you
little,
think? Yeah, sorry. What? Go. Sorry, my bad.
little
Bad.
like Bobby always tells me this, and I always tell Bobby this. The Giants and the Bears for the past like 10 years have always been the same team. Like we're literally the same team. In my opinion, I put them in what the fuck category because they were a little worse than I expected. But then when you
That's
look
like
at
this
their
tier though.
But then when you look at it, it's kind of like, well, they did pull off some wins, and it's kind of like their season was a little bit of a roller coaster. They had some, obviously the Tommy DeVito insanity run, and then I just, what, like,
Is that how
what
you
is
spell roller coaster? I am so dumb. Oh, it's
no,
ER.
just
Why
put
did I
what
say
put
AR?
it in.
Yeah, I'm putting them in the WTF roller coaster.
because they started off horrendous like the Bears, but then they were able to pull off some wins like the
Very
Bears.
fair, very fair. They had some stinkers like the Seahawks and stuff like that. Again, still shocked we got that many sacks. Okay, next up, the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I could not be more wrong about this team. Now, listen, I just thought I kind of wrote off Baker Mayfield, even though I gave him a second chance in Carolina. I underestimated Dave Canales and just this whole team in general. They were able to rally. I actually thought Baker would be solid, at least like serviceable with Evans and Godwin, but like I then just saw their preseason and was like, yikes. And this team from an outside perspective seemed lost without Brady. So I thought, oh, they're not going to be a playoff team. And I thought it was going to be like this. The Saints were going to win it, the king of the dumpster fire division. The Falcons would be in second, and then the Bucks would be in third/second for most of it, and then the Panthers would have like a late season like run, and then take the third place from Tampa Bay, putting them at fourth. So to say the least, I was very wrong about Tampa Bay.
Yep. I was.
Also, they made the divisional round, so I think that's really huge too. I mean, the Eagles were washed, but the way they smacked them around was crazy because people thought it was going to be close, but like a bad game.
Now I agreed with you. Like for example, like the Packers, I agree with you to put them on the could it be more wrong, but I would have initially put them as better than I expected, just because I didn't think that they'd be too bad. Again, they were in the NFC South. The NFC South is the worst division in football, and they still had Mike Evans, and they still had Chris Godwin, and they had Kate Otten, and they had, you know,
Very true. Rashad White was solid this year too.
and they had the defense with Levante David and Shaq Bear. So I thought they were going to be able to.
Levante David is like 10 million years old though. Like as much as I love him, they're gonna start to look for a future guy. Like he's getting pretty old.
Antoine Winfield Jr.
Antoine was pretty good. He should have made the Pro Bowl.
But the thing is, like, I didn't think they were going to be bad. I did not think they were going to be like 5-1 low. You don't have like
I thought they would win like 6 to 8 games. That was my prediction.
I thought that they would win 8 or 9 games. To be honest, I didn't think they would get anything lower than that. I know that
Okay,
sounds
we'll
crazy.
put them in the better than expected because now to think about it, I didn't think they'd win the division and make it to the divisional, which is why I put them in. Couldn't be more wrong. But win total for the regular season, it's actually not that different.
Yeah, no, because like you don't have veteran pieces. You don't have pieces like Mike Evans, Chris Godwin, Shaq Barrett, Levante David. These guys that have experience, with winning already. You don't have those guys on your roster, even if it all seems bad. You don't have those guys on your roster and just expect to be a 5-12 team. Like that just doesn't happen. That's just not how it works in the NFL. As much as fans want to see it, and I know this sounds pretty cliche, but as much as our opinions, what we think about a team, it really doesn't matter because we don't play the game or we don't watch film as much. I know that's so cliche and kind of corny, but it's also kind of true. And the Bucks proved why none of that really matters, and I'm actually really happy for them. I didn't
I
think they
agree.
were
Baker
gonna.
was surgical, especially in the playoffs and in the divisional round too. Like he performed a little better than expected, but I do agree with you in the sense I thought as an individual he wasn't going to be completely terrible. He
Yeah, no,
definitely
I agree with
surpassed
you.
that. I just thought the team was going to be worse.
Yeah, no, that's fair.
Okay,
As
next
expected.
up, the Tennessee Titans. Honestly, I thought they were going to be like, let's see. I had the Texans being like the third or fourth. I had the Jags winning it. I had them going around the same as the Colts. I actually still had them going in second because if you really look at it, and RBT did a video on this earlier in the season, which kind of set my prediction in. I wasn't high on them making the playoffs, but if we look at them getting D Hop plus their roster, and then comparing it to the 2019 one where they made the AFC Championship, their rosters were not that different. Like, I'm going to be honest with you. On paper, for the Titans at least, this was a like decent. If Tannehill did well, this was going to be a decent team. Now, obviously, Tannehill got benched, so I would say this is a worse than, or he had injuries and Will Levis ended up starting. So overall, it's a bit of a worse than expected, and also D Hop is serviceable for sure, but he had a slow start. I wouldn't call him watch, but again, I thought he had a bit of a slow start, especially for the 1 year, like 2 year big deal he got as an older veteran. But I
Yeah,
think the Titans on pay, I just feel like I still thought they were going to be second, and they finished worse than I expected. But they also had some upset wins.
I feel like personally, like the Titans were exactly as I expected. Like exactly. Like I know you're comparing the roster to when they made the NFC Championship and all, but dude, I personally like
I just still thought they'd be better than the Colts and like Texans
the
ish.
past couple of years, even like once they traded away AJ Brown, I don't want to sound crazy for saying this, but after that, I really did not like really look at
Oh
this
no, I
roster.
agree. That was a very dumb trade. That was a dumb trade.
I did not look at the roster and like really take it seriously, and I hadn't had like any high expectations or any expectations for the Titans whatsoever. But the reason why I would have not picked them to be so horrendous is because Mike Vrabel is the reason you can win any games. And so, yeah, I expected around 6 wins. Um,
Again, my
because
prediction, my
Mike,
prediction gambled on Tannehill doing better than he did. I think Levis definitely proved himself to be a guy you try for next year. I don't
100%.
know if you solidify him as the guy yet, obviously, but he definitely earned a second year trial. Um, but yeah, listen, I know I just said the raw. I know what I'm saying kind of is hypocritical of what I said about like, oh, their roster's bad. Vrabel made it good, but like even with the rosters he did, he got him to a 1 seed with a bunch of injuries and an AFC championship the year before. So I just thought, like, especially with D Hop and Tannehill potentially playing well, this team could have maybe done something. So I had them as like a 7 winish team. And wait, what did they finish as? Crap.
6-11. They finished
Six
six
and
and 11.
eleven. So they finished like a little worse than I expected, in my opinion.
They were as I expected just
But
because again
like the range was as expected. So let's just put them in as
they,
expected.
they they finished as I expected. Now Will Levis did better than I liked Will Levis, but
Yeah,
man,
exactly. Same here.
he showed a lot of it. He showed a lot, and I like Will Levis, but I think again, I've never seen. I was always for the past couple of years. I've just seen that roster, and I'm just like, you're gonna win a few games, but that's gonna be because of Mike Vrabel. I think the Titans are gonna be number one pick hunting next year. I think they're gonna be horrendous next year.
Next year,
Yeah,
maybe. Yeah. I
like
mean, I mean, Brian Callahan. I think he's still solid in terms of the offensive potential he could bring, but I would put him in the not sure yet. I think because of his,
actually, you
like
know what?
he's a good offensive coordinator from the Bengals, and well, actually, it's iffy. It's still an I don't know because there's a chance Zach Taylor was calling a lot of the offensive plays. I actually heard that from sources, but I still think there's a chance he could bring something. So I don't. I think number one pick hunting is a little bit of a stretch.
Yeah, no,
Will they
no, no.
still be bad? Absolutely, but like I'm talking like 5 to 8 wins. I think next year.
Well, I mean that's fair. I wanted to take that back just because I actually really like Will Levis, and I feel like I'd be
I do
disrespectful.
too, but like they still won't be great. They're rebuilding, you know.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would put them in the as expected because they're like 1, 2 wins a little less than I did, and they're a little better than you did. So that's the same. Okay, next up, your second favorite team, the Commanders.
My opinion,
Yep.
it's it's crap.
Because here's the problem. Sam Howell did great with Stroud leading the league in passing yards, but there was also down here for passing, and then he fell off kind of a cliff for a bit and got benched for Jacoby Brissett.
I put him in what the fuck because it's like they weren't a roller coaster, but Sam Howell was the biggest roller coaster.
I would say they're a little worse than expected.
I did not expect. Okay, I'm like actually that's fair, but for me, I just put him in what the fuck because it's like or WT. Sorry, excuse me for my language, but
It's
like
fine. We said a few, but yeah,
it's
WTF.
it's 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 all Sam Howell. Like it's like he put up good stats. Obviously, first half of the year, he fell off. It was that fall off needs to be studied. But yeah, it was a little worse than I expected. But here's the thing about Sam. Um, this is why you always can't look at box scores because I love Sam, and I always like tease. I always make like jokes like saying he's the greatest quarterback of all time, and no one could surpass him. He's the goat. But like he's kind of a box score merchant. Like the Commanders lose a lot of games, so he plays from behind, and he does put up a lot of garbage time points. To be fair, I'm not trying to like again, this is my favorite quarterback, but I just feel like it belongs in WTF or worse than expected. Actually, no, a little worse than expected.
I think a little worse than I was gonna put him in a little worse than expected because I will admit Sam Howell was what I expected, over expected, and also under expected. Like it was a roller coaster, but if we look at the whole team, I think it's a little worse than expected. Like I still thought they would be decently bad.
Again, speaking of Sam Howell, like I love the guy, and I uh I understand if some people in the first half of the year were like as over expected, like for his expectations as a quarterback. But as I've said before, when you're not using Terry and
Organizing this a bit.
when you're not
Yeah.
using Terry and you're using freaking Thanos and Mr. Unathletic, aka Logan Thomas and Brian Robinson, instead of your number one receiver, um, that's a little concerning. And again, as I've said, a lot of his passing yards, don't get tricked. A lot of his passing yards did come in garbage time in games. Like for example, the Bears game, he threw for like 400 yards against them, but we won that game 40-20, and half of that game in like garbage time. So, you know, uh, again, it was a little worse than I expected, but still, they're still bad. I love the commies though. I
Command
love you,
T.
King. The commandies.
Commandees, the commies, all of them. Okay. The Seahawks, my favorite team last. Now I'll let you get your thoughts out of the way first.
Um, they were a little worse. I mean, I never thought that they were going to be. I thought that they were going to make the playoffs. I didn't
You can say worse than expected. I think they're like in the worse
worse.
than expected tier, but not like this minor level. Like they were expected to have between, in my opinion, 10 to 12 wins. I had them at like nine. I had them at like 10, 11 wins. They're like 9 to 11 win range. Some people even had them going 12, 13 wins.
Why do I feel like you're going to put him in massive disappointment, bro? Like I just have the
What? I'm
feeling.
just saying, you just said a little worse and then said worse. I'm just saying, like, you don't
No,
have to hurt my feelings. You don't have to
I
hurt my
just.
feelings. Be honest,
Sorry, bro.
bro.
No, I'd put them a little worse just because I mean I expected them to make the playoffs comfortably, not as a division winner, but as a wild card team. Like I did not expect them to be a 7 seed or even fight. I expected them to like have the 6 seed very comfortably. Um, Now yes, they still went 9-8, and I think that they're going to be very good next year. Um,
That's
uh,
bold.
uh,
That's really bold, bro. Oh
Well, I
man.
mean, not as the Niners or anything, but I still think they're going to be in second place or second or third place.
I
Just
think
second.
second or third, the Rams, I feel like low key, at least right now, are in a better spot because we don't have an OC, we don't have a DC. We, I think, still need another defensive position coach. Like, it's gonna depend. And also the Cardinals with Kyler Murray and Marvin Harrison, I think they're gonna get Marvin Harrison, is going to be a team to watch out for. Like, they could be like they were when they had hot starts in like 2019 or 2020, sorry, 2020 and 2021, excuse me, when they were actually good, like a fringe playoff team. So I don't know. It's going to be the NFC West. I think is going to be a bloodbath next year. It's going to be the Niners, and then the 2 through 3 and 4 are going to be bloodbaths. But anyway, this isn't a prediction episode, so you say a little worse. I'm going to put them in massive disappointment. Get yo, man. I'm just kidding, guys. I'm actually just kidding. They're going in the worse than expected tier. Um, their run defense was disappointing. They showed that they were stuck. They were the same team as last year. People thought they were going to have a build on that, and they did not. In some ways, they were the same or backwards. And that Steelers game made me realize that this team truly didn't go any forwards from last year. Go forward in any way, really, from last year. They were the same. And we tried reloading defensively, but it turned out coaching was the problem. But Seattle is doing the right thing by
Breaking news.
clearing house.
Breaking news. I'm sorry. The Raiders just hired the Raiders just
Wait, what just
hired
happened?
Luke
Whoa.
Getsey to be their offensive coordinator.
Wait, but Cliff was the offensive coordinator. Wait, what?
Apparently,
Wait, what? But wait, they said Cliff was going to be the OC. That was good. Wait. Wait. Hold on.
Bro.
The Raiders are working on it to hire. Oh my God, dude. That's crazy.
Dude.
Wait. Raiders rumors. So Eric Bieniemy, Luke Getsey, and Kingsbury were among the talks. Wait, so that coaching video was false. Wait, what
the
what the
Raiders initially wanted to hire Cliff Kingsbury, but the deal fell apart.
Oh, so damn. Wait. Text Bobby this right now, bro. Bro, that's nuts.
It's literally 1 a.m.
That's nuts. Okay, so guys, literally yesterday we did a tier list. We thought Cliff was going to be the guy. The news sources were telling, but they hired Luke Getsey. That's crazy. Okay, wow.
It's crazy that
that coaching hire gets C/F tier. Mal's going to put an F tier, but I'm saying that's a C tier.
No, actually, put that in like what's the worst word you can possibly use?
I can't include the image, but we're just gonna pretend this is Luke Getsey. We're gonna put that in F tier.
Actually, no. Make the tier. Put booty cheeks. Put booty cheeks and then bro.
Okay, wait. Back to Seattle. Basically, they showed they were stuck. They were expected to get 9-11 wins, blah, blah, blah. They did a right thing, though, by purging their coaching tree. It's going to be interesting to see who they get and how they do this year. I really hope to see a reformed defense. I think it's very possible with Mike McDonald. We had a leading stat. We were the leading leaders in leading leaders. We were the leaders in the NFC for sacks last year for a while. So, there's still potential, but overall, this team's in the worse than expected tier. We should have frankly gotten 8 wins, but Matt Prater missed a game-winning field goal in a meaningless game to end it, or was meaningless after the Bears lost. So to the Packers in Week 18. So overall, we should have won 8 and 9, but we were expected to get 10, 11 wins and be a playoff team. So disappointment. Anyway, again, this kind of threw off the what was going on because Luke, that breaking Luke Getsey news.
It literally happened as you were talking. I got a notification on my phone. And I just see it on Twitter. I get a Twitter notification, right? And I just see it. I'm just like, what?
No, yeah, the articles, dude, the articles are literally, wait, let me look at news. The articles literally just came out 34 minutes ago from Yahoo Sports. in the
Bro,
middle of this recording is crazy.
dude, I'm sorry, Raiders fans. Like, I think you guys should just stop watching football. Like, the Chiefs are gonna win the Super Bowl for the rest of your life. I'm sorry, Raiders fans. I think you should just start hating football. Just watch basketball or something. Like, don't watch football anymore. Like, just abandon football for the rest of your life. Because bro, I'm sorry. I feel your pain, Raiders fans. Just get ready to watch him call like 20 screens a game. Honestly, since you guys hired him, you should just keep Aiden O'Connell as your quarterback because that's all he's worth is just throwing screen passes. That literally fits his play style. Just keep Aiden O'Connell / Luke Getsey disaster class. Oh my god,
Oh my god. I'm
dude!
texting the NFL thing right now. Oh
The
no, my friend texted, oh wait, at 12:17 p.m. apparently Cliff Kingsbury withdraws from Raiders OC consideration
dude,
after the contract, and we were just talking about it a day before.
that is, oh my god, dude, bro, that and this is, oh my god, dude, I can't believe we're actually like
So
reacting
yeah,
to this.
so he withdrew like 10 hours ago, 12:17 p.m. Pacific time, and now they made their appointment.
You talk
Oh
about
my
panicking.
god.
You talk about panic. You talk about a panic move, dude. Oh, dude.
10 hours
Raiders
later, they made the choice. Yeah, no,
just
that is a panic move. Why? I'm surprised the Kingsbury deal didn't fall through.
that is one of the worst. That is one of the dumbest moves I've ever seen a team make. I'm sorry. Like I'm not even trying to be rude.
Just watch
That
him
is
be good now. Watch him be good.
nah. Just get ready to throw 20
Get ready
screens.
to die, baby. Okay, anyway, there's our completed tier list, and yeah, that's gonna do it. Crazy ending to the episode. And yeah, this is the longest recording we have ever done. Bobby obviously wasn't here, but honestly, he would have had to go anyway after the first one because of how late it is there. But yeah, we'll see you guys later.